That's not nice.
Right, hello everyone, welcome back to FTRL and thank you for joining us for what is now round number 8 of Season 8 in Division 1. This is the Hungarian Grand Prix. Tonight I'm joined in the commentary box, as I've been for the rest of the season, by FTRL Panini, and we've got our Thursday night GT Sport commentator Rich T Gaming joining us as well. So, evening chaps.
Afternoon.
Good evening.
It's a wee bit damp here at Hungary.
Yeah, I mean that's not just a light drizzle, is it? That's quite heavy.
No, I've just checked the first two cars and they are on a heavy wet tyre.
Reminds me of last year's Hungarian Grand Prix, where it was full wet qualifying.
Yeah, well, it was interesting because I had a little pre-race chat with Raver's Revenge earlier on this evening, and he said, "Does it normally rain in Hungary?" And I said, I did say that it can do, and it did rain quite heavily during qualifying in the actual race last year, and he was like, "Oh right, okay." And here we are.
I've just seen a live weather message from Panda saying it's a bit damp. No.
So we're moving into the final third of the championship now. I suppose we should probably look at and talk about the battles not just at the top but at the bottom, because come the end of the season a couple of guys have got to go through the trapdoor to Division 2.
It's very true.
Oh. Sorry to put in, but there is two drivers on the intermediate tyre. With Co Andy and Super Jules. So whether they're trying something, I don't know, but we'll see in due course.
Don't think it's dry enough for those tyres. Bringing up Super Jules Pills, he's one of the drivers in the current trapdoor, is he not, Tommy?
Yes, so just looking at the guys in danger, shall we say, we've got Lennon and Super Jules Pills both yet to score. Katamise is down there, he's only got 2 points. Button also down there with 4 points. And then Flying Throne, who's only done the one race with us so far, on 8 points. And Brandon Man on 9, along with Chicken Guy. And then there's Ravers on 10. So there's quite a few drivers that, you know, with 5 races to run, including tonight's, need to start putting some points on the board.
Oh, Super Jules Pills just spun off and has managed to save that.
And Panda with a 31.4 and Tim 12 with a 31.5. That's nice and neat at the moment. Ooh, Super Jules have gone round again.
Now, Remco was talking himself up a little bit today in the chat, saying that come rain or shine, he feels he could go quite well tonight.
Well, personally, I'd say that Ravers has got the title that I've got in Div 2 as a wet weather specialist. He's very quick in time trial in the wet conditions, so
Yeah, Remco's just sort of proved what I was saying and gone half a second quicker than anybody else at this point.
So Jules Pulls has bailed out of the lap on intermediates. I want to guess it has something to do with the 2 spins he had, but you never know. Go on, he's completed his lap on intermediates. Go on, he's gone last by 8 tenths. So it might not be time for those inters just yet.
Right, well, we've not been to Hungary, to my memory, since we'd done the performance race in season 1 of Performance, and can anyone remember that race? I think it's probably one of the most action-packed races that FTRL's seen in its history.
It is part of FTRL folklore now. It is. I mean, luckily I got to watch that race because I lagged out halfway through. I mean, at one point there was a 7-car train in that race. And I distinctly remember, Simon, you being somewhere near the front of that train.
Yeah, I think I was either the engine. I think I was the reason the train was there. Being backed up by the one and the only onto the podium.
Or as everybody else knows, I'm onto the bus if you had been stuck behind him for any length of time.
Yeah, so those guys that were stuck behind us two, they were knackered. So yeah, if this goes anything like that did, then we may not know where to look.
Go on, he's managed to pull out a 31.8 on the inters, so
Oh,
might we see inters before the end of the section?
we might. Rover's Revenge has put in a solid effort of a 1:31.4. He's faster than Tim 12 at the moment, who's sort of known to be quite quick over one lap, but maybe he's got the edge in the wet weather as Rovers.
Panda's gone second on a 30.6. With 210. And Remco would have really spun. Come up with a fast right-hander. Fast right-hander, fast left-hander, sorry. A lot of these cars are looking very twitchy, so I'm wondering if it's going to be a dry race. Normally I wouldn't expect so much twitchiness out of these cars. Well, Tim 12 is sat in the pit lane on a set of intermediates. Maybe just checking to see if the delta's changed yet or not, I'm not sure, but yeah, he's gone back on the wet tire. So.
Well, we've got a few guys in the chat, most of our regulars, so good evening to you chaps. Well, Rovers is making progress. He's moved himself up to 3rd. He's got 31 flat on the board.
Dutch is now on the intermediate in pit lane, so I don't know if these guys are just checking the delta to see if it is going to be ready for intermediate, so... Ranco's just getting faster and faster, we're on 29.9.
Whoever's support group has gone mental, aka go car. In the chat.
I mean, we've only got one driver currently on track on the intermediate, that's Co-Andy. And he's coming in the pits now, as I say that.
give a shout out in the chat. We've actually got Sean, one of our GT Sport drivers.
Oh, Lennon's had a spin.
Sean, so thanks for tuning in. Dutch Tricks is on an outlap on the intermediate tyre.
Well, I'd say he has been sliding about a bit, but me and Dutch don't have a good connection towards each other, so...
Yeah, to be honest, I think Dutch tends to look slidey on everyone's screens.
Got Mr. Humiliations from Duty Sport League tuning in tonight, so Jason Duty Sport League boys for tuning in tonight. I'm expecting a little bit more out of Joe Burns and Tico at the moment, sitting 17th and 18th currently. We've got a differing of an opinion in the chat about what tyres to go on. Aaron reckon the Inter's looking good with Kawandi setting a good time on them. Whether you've got Agent Panda reckon it still looks like full wets.
Just watching Dutch go around on his 7 intermediates.
Yep, we'll pick him up in the middle sector. We've got Goykarp in the chat saying that Remco's looking very strong, and I'd have to agree, being the only man at the moment under the 130 barrier. Alright, Dutch is coming around the final corner now, so let's see what the Inter's got.
It's been a very clean lap from him, to be honest. So.
Didn't improve, did he?
No, I don't think so.
Well, he's done a 31-1 on the wet, he did a 31-2 on the Inter. However, Remco and Panda have both come back out on the wet tyre.
Well, we are into the last 5 minutes, so do or die now.
Kawandi has now gone back out, but on a wet tyre.
Joe goes 9th.
It's nice to see Joe getting back up there. He's not happy when he's at the back, so it makes our life a lot easier after the races. Mine as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's the striker of a pro club's team, so if he's in a bad mood, he's not going to score, even if he doesn't anyway. So close, the gaps. Second all the way down. Like 13th is 3/10, 3/4 separated.
Right, Tico improved, he's only good enough for 12th at the moment.
Oh, Ox went 3rd.
The Dutch is back in pit lane, so I'm guessing he's at the wet tyre.
Oh, Bran, well caught, sir. Yeah, Bran could have very easily ended his session right there.
See, for all in 17th, I know he wasn't looking forward to the race if it was raining, so hopefully he can Well, there you go. Go second. 70th to second in one lap. There you go. You might not be looking forward to the rain, but he looks fairly quick in it at the moment.
And we're just crossing the line. Takes back a second for 3 attempts.
Got Ox coming around the final corner. Goes fourth.
I've been told some intriguing knowledge from somebody that's in the pit lane.
Around the second to last.
Supposedly, the intermediate has just become the quicker tyre.
Has anyone got time to get out on it?
Lennon's currently in pit lane, in the pits. He's got 2 minutes to get out, and it's 1:30 for a lap. And he's just gone on the wet tyre. So, I don't know.
Yeah, currently there's no one on the intermediate that I can see.
We got a bless you from Agent Panda in the chat.
Okay, I've just been reinformed that it's now changed back, so the rain must have got heavier.
Corey's just said Dutch on an outlap, here it comes.
Throw him across the line, doesn't improve. Stays third.
Raven's improved.
Panda's come into the line. He does improve, but he's still half a tenth off of Remco.
Great thing about wet weather is it doesn't use so much ERS, so you can actually go around the whole track in hot lap.
Oh! I've just got on board with Tico and he's just finished that lap. I don't think he's very happy with it.
Remco still can't beat that time of his.
Not flying through. Yes, that's 11.
Probably worth mentioning at this point, was Plexit's having some trouble this evening with his equipment?
With his steering wheel, yeah. Lennon up to the line. Can't improve, he invalidated.
He was actually an outlap, he didn't make it to the line.
Oh, right.
Which might have been because he was missing.
Ravers has gone P4.
Dutch coming up to the line. P5, wow.
Remco's had a wiggle in the middle sector, so he's pulled out with this lap. So 29.9 is going to be his best.
Plexit's coming up to the line.
Goes fifth.
The chat is going bonkers because Ravers is still in 4th place.
Yeah, and he's the only.
Dare to dream from God.
He's still got a chance of improving.
Chicken dude's pulled off, so he's obviously going to improve.
I mean, if he could find a couple of hundredths on this lap, he could find himself in third.
Team 12 coming up to the line.
I think we're going to Ravers left.
Yep.
Can
Eyes
he
on
do it?
him.
Can he get into the top 3?
Oh,
No, he doesn't.
He's still 4th is a fantastic pattern movement. We've got a few hashtag Team Ravers in the chat, so he's obviously a very popular guy. I mean, granted, I think one of them is his brother, the other one's Goy, but still, it's nice to have support.
Just waiting for JB to retire.
And chicken guy's still on a
Yeah,
lap.
he is chicken.
Oh,
No,
right.
he's going at 53 mile an hour. But an up front two are in a chat together and they're talking about strategy and there's some intriguing things coming across. Well, I'm
Yeah,
not going
I'm
to
seeing
mention
this.
until the race starts because I don't want to give it away to anyone else because I'm not that mean. But I mean, if what I'm reading is correct, it's going to be an intriguing start to this race.
I now regret wishing Remco luck and not Will.
Right, so Remco and Panda share the front row, separated by 58 100ths of a second, so very close between those two. Then there's half a second back to Flying Throne and Raver's Revenge. An all Dutch third row with Plexits and Dutch Tricks. Ox and Brand the Man take row 4, Tim 12 and JB on row 5. Then Crest, Joe Burns, Chicken Guy, Super Jill's Pills, and I've buggered that up and missed the bottom couple of drivers.
I know Len was at the back. Oh. See a dry pit lane.
What a difference 30 seconds makes.
So JB in the chat saying that he bottled every lap because no racing line in the wet is absolutely horrible. I've got a suggestion for you there. Maybe turn it on. There you go. I know you don't like to use an assist, but if you're bottling every lap because you haven't got it, use it. That's what it's there for.
Well, some members of the Ravers fan club have got an unusual method of motivating their man. Peatman says, usual prediction from me tonight, Ravers will be in the wall by turn 3. I mean, if that was your prediction last week, it worked wonders for him, so hope for more of the same.
Ooh,
Let's have a look at this tyre choice, shall we?
that is odd.
Oh,
Remco's the only one on ultras.
Remco's was very aggressive off the start.
Okay. Well,
5 cars sat on the medium tire.
yeah, Remco is usually pretty good on his tyre wear, and I know he's been driving a lot today, and there is a patch which has supposedly levelled out the tyre temperature issues, so that may play into his hands here, which may have influenced his decision.
I'm going to go bold and say that Remco's going to try the ultra soft to soft strategy. I was with him in a practice lobby and he managed to get 8 laps on the ultras. I mean, if it, in race it can get him a bit further because he's fresh. I mean,
But I must say, I'm intrigued to see what happens at the pit window now.
but I want to say something weird here. I think this is the first time we haven't had anybody disqualified from the formation lap.
My God, I think you're right. Just wait for Academies to slot into position. Codemasters, there we go. They weren't giving me the angle. Right, we've got 5 lights in Hungary. We're underway. Remco's made the most of those ultra softs and got himself away nicely. 2 Renaults are battling each other behind. Oh, there's an off in the background. That's Plexit and Oxox
and JB. All have lost. Well, Ox and Plexus have lost all their front wing. Wow, 2 of the big guns.
Has gone from 18 to 11.
Yeah, well, that incident has just played right into Dutch Trix's hands because, as you say, 2 of his main championship challengers now find themselves at the back of the field, needing a lengthy pit stop to repair some significant damage. So Lennon has done quite well on this opening lap. He's up 7 places. Tico's up 8. He started well down the order. He's found himself in P7.
Aaron was also
he's destroying it around the last corner.
Saw something he didn't like at turn 1. He just flew into Ravers at turn 1, which was very unsportsmanlike. I didn't see it personally, but I believe Aaron.
It's like a Ted Kravitz, isn't he, Aaron, at the moment?
But I wouldn't go that far. I'd say he's more like a Kareem Chandler.
Yeah. Yeah, that would
knows what he's talking about.
Well, Ravers is doing a... If that has happened, Ravers is doing a very good job to... oh, as I say that, I'm going to shut up. He was sticking with Dutch quite nicely. I've got a bit of a train forming in the midfield.
Yeah, I've just been keeping an eye on this between Lennon and Cammy's. Cammy's been looking in some
well, you've got
unorthodox corners.
Lennon, Cat, Cress, Joe Burns, Co-Andy. There's not a lot separating these guys.
Cammy's tried a move on the last corner on Lennon last lap, so...
Remco is using these focus of players very effectively, but it's 1.8 second lead already.
Jill's having a look at Bran. Bran fends him off, good defending.
Ravers. Oh, Tim's off.
Tim 12's had a spin.
Oh, he needs to be careful rejoining here.
He nearly beached himself on top of
the,
what I'm going to call the Goy Cap curb.
Oh, there it is.
Have we got another corner now, gentlemen?
We have indeed. Goy had trouble with that corner in practice, so...
Due to that misfortune of Tim, Ravers is up to 5th again.
I'm going to try and not mention Lennon's race this time, because the last time I did it last week, he managed to bin it, so...
You know, at the moment, he is starting to put Chicken Guy under some pressure.
Remco's got the gap to 2.5. Looking like I was expecting a little bit more of a gap by lap 4.
I mean,
may not be pushing that much to preserve them. They can go the distance.
See, there's a lot of cars close together, but the thing about Hungary is it's not the easiest track to get an overtake done.
It feels like Monaco at times, doesn't it? It's like there's one line around this track basically, and it's very difficult to overtake unless you're doing it into turn one.
I'll say it's turn 1 or turn 2. They're the only real clear overtaking opportunities. You can overtake in other places, but you have to get quite creative.
Just looking at the table, Super Jules Spill's in a very good position to gain some points in the people around him who aren't in the points.
Well, he's having a look round the outside of Bran.
Oh.
The outside is a good place to be around there.
Yeah, it gives him the inside for the next corner. There's a bit of wheel banging going on.
There is quite a lot of wheel banging going on.
Took no prisoners there. He's got it done. That looks it. Oh, Bran's coming back. Not there.
Oh. That's not a place to go too wide, boys.
Jules puts up a penalty because of that. Ooh, don't put this spot up.
I say, I can't come back down.
That's Panda's pushing.
I mean, I think Panda's trying to make hay while he's in it last.
You've said it now.
Sorry, Rob.
Well, the problem that Frome's now getting is, with Panda pushing, he's falling out of DRS range and he's got Dutch tricks right up behind his gearbox.
Oh, he might go for this.
He's a bit too far back.
This is only from second race in FTRL. He's fought Dutch in both races so far. I mean, if you want to fight anybody,
fight the reigning champion. Good way to test your mettle.
Lennon's got chicken dude at turn 1. So now the two Red Bull boys are together on track, as they seem to like to be this season. However, that is one hell of a trade from Brandon Mann.
Getting flashbacks.
Down to academies.
I was going to say, anyone getting flashbacks yet? I mean, with this not being stuck behind each other, it won't be long before Joe Burns, Co-Andy and JB are right on the back of this.
Oh, Aaron's brought up a good point. Because Tim 12 is spun, he's not in DRS range, so he's vulnerable to Tika. Would it be fair to say that this isn't the same Tika we saw last season, or would you say there's been a few issues or incidents that have stopped him from being the Tika last season?
Been unlucky this season.
I was going to say, he's had some bad luck.
He missed last week or so on holiday. I mean, the pace is still obviously there by how many places he's getting this race. He's getting 9 places already. And the way he munted that curve, he's looking very aggressive.
He's hungry for a good result.
Pretend you didn't say that.
I didn't even mean that.
Said something else. It could end up being a banana 1-2. Remco's refilled off in the pits, so for one lap at least, it's going to be a banana 1-2. Which unfortunately something that Aaron could not provide while he was in the banana. Sorry.
Well, I must admit, A lot of people have Renault, well, had them to win the constructors, and with the addition of flying firm, I don't think anyone's going to change.
We'll discuss that comment after Pagani.
All I can say is bringing Froome to the team has been a great move as it's improved the driver lineup. That's all I'm going to say.
It's done.
Are you trying to get yourself removed from the chat again?
Remco has gone on to the medium tyres from that pit stop, so he's going to try and make us a one-stop for the ultra soft.
Oh, Tico's run wide in his pursuit of Rovers.
Ran himself down into P16, so he could be involved in that big train eventually. Works on, see if he can put his way through it.
Well,
it is a big train and it's falling further back from Tico.
Well, Froome is driving very nicely. He's doing well to keep Dutch at bay, and he's now caught back up to Panda.
And as we know, Panda is not a slow driver.
Yes, you can call him champion, however he prefers double. That's what he said.
Yeah, I mean he's won Div1 before and he's won performance before, so he's been around the block a few times. He knows what he's doing, he knows how to do it, and he does it both very quickly. So
just been a bit unlucky this season with internet issues.
Well, we'll just go and check back in with the train. So Super Gilles, Brand the Man, Lennon Meringue, Chicken Guy, Cress, Catamise, all within DRS of each other. Joe Burns is just outside it, and he's bringing JB and Co-Andy with him.
Sooner or later as well.
And then Remco's going to be on the back of that, and it's going to hurt him massively if he's trying to hit an undercut on Panda and Froome.
Dutch has a massive opportunity to extend his lead at the start.
Yeah, you
22 and 28 seconds.
You've just alluded to the one flaw to Remco's strategy. I don't think he banked on the rest of the field being so close to each other.
We've got a yellow flag in sector 2, but I'm not entirely sure what for. It's gone now.
Joe Burns gets overtaken by JB.
Joe Burns is now being... Well, I thought he was going to get done by Co-Andy as well there, but he held on to it.
Well, I would reckon that Remco has lost out massively, and his second point I will agree massively on Ravers is doing a fantastic job at the moment to keep P4 away from Tico. I mean, he's only lost 4.4 seconds from Dutch. Well, that was, you said, he's the Reading champion and his current championship leader. So.
Top 3 are so close now.
Out of the front 3, Dutch actually has the lowest ERS.
That is quite surprising.
From's closing in on Panda.
Yeah, we're going to see a move. He pulls out. He's up the inside, and that looks like job done.
It is indeed. Froome now leads his second race in FTRL. Wait, his first time leading a race, but in his second race. Forget it. I knew what I meant. JB is also just coming to pit lane and put the medium tyre on. Oop, Tico's got past Ravers. I missed that one.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything else on this now. I don't want to jinx Rovers.
Remco is right on the back of Tim 12, who is right on the back of Coandi, who is right on the back of Joe Burns, who is a second away from Catamise, who is a second away from Cress, who is right on the back of Chicken Dude, who is a second away from Lennon, who is right on the back of Brand, who is right on the back of Super Gilles, We're 7 seconds away from Ravers. So anything can happen from 6th place down.
Right, Dutch is in the pit lane.
Keep saying it, but Super Joe's goes in a very good position if he can hold on to this. Massive points for his relegation battle.
Aaron did bring up a good point, saying that the bananas would have to avoid double stacking in pits. I was going to say that the McLarens would have to do the same, but
Dutch out. Oh,
Dutch is out ahead of Remco.
That
More
that
to the
was
point.
very close to Andy and Dutch loading.
Oh,
Remco. Oh, up the inside,
Tim
outside.
12 is
Sorry.
gone.
Remco ran outside of Dutch. Jinx. Oh, there's contact.
Oh, and Dutch is off.
sideways.
Oh, and Andy's been hit as well.
Is this going to be the first time this season that Dutch does not make the podium?
Tim 12 was DNF'd.
Yeah, he spun at turn 1 and I think he just called it a day after that.
Now,
That gap has come down massively between Dutch and Plexus.
I don't think Dutch got any front wing damage, but
well, while all that was going on, Ravers has got back past Tico, who's now dived into the pit lane.
this is a very good opportunity for both bananas. If they don't fight too much and just get on with it.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the melee that was going on with Dutch and Remco.
Tico's come up behind Remco by 4 seconds, which is about the gap it was. No, he's not
Ahead of his teammate.
So Remco's lost about half a second in that frack I had with Dutch.
That'll be the perfect time for Panda or for him to pit. Rem's going to have the deciding matter in that though.
Agent Panda has come up with a brave shout of Ravers to win this race. I mean, he's got to close 6 seconds at the moment, but he's in with the shot. To which guy has put hashtag Team Ravers, so crowd is still supporting him.
Right, Frome stays out and Panda comes into the pits.
He needs to time that well. He does. He said he was going to get a stop go penalty today.
I'm going to say, he doesn't want another stop go, he got enough of them last season.
Raves is in the pits as well to cover Tico's stop.
Aaron's pointed out that Tico has jumped Dutch, but with Dutch's half spin,
That was sort of inevitable, wasn't it?
Super Joe's goes pit as well.
Where is Ravers going to emerge? Panda's come out in 6th place in front of Catamies. Ravers.
Oh, I think the two Barons were battling like that.
Yep, Ravers is well out in front of Dutch and Tico. So Ravers Revenge is going very well indeed.
Panda's come up 2 seconds in front of Remco, with a car in between. With 6 lap pressure tyres.
Yeah, I was going to say a significant older, younger tyre, sorry.
Don't want to jinx this, but Panda, start praying to Virgin Media.
They've already kidnapped
Right.
members of his
Shh. I'll say surely Frome's going to pit this lap and he does.
Yeah, it is.
It's a very difficult pit lane to get right, Hungary.
If you get it right, it's not a bad entry, to be honest.
I mean, I'm not going to be sure here. I have twatted the entry to pit lane more than once in my time. I've been on that cause more than once. I'm not afraid to admit it. Lennon's in the pits as well.
Can Panda get in front of his teammate? Has the undercut worked?
Yeah.
Pit exit.
Oh, DRS.
It has just.
Panda's in front and overtaking Chicken Dude at the same time.
And Chicken Dude is now between the two Renaults.
Frome has come out in front of Remco.
Wow. 1.5 seconds as well. Ravers is 3.9 ahead of Dutch, who's just 6 fastest lap in the race.
I haven't seen as many penalties as I thought I might tonight. I've just seen Chicken do triple one.
Super Jules looks at running. Oh, he's going for it. Jules ran outside, not there. Yes, it done there. That was very brave.
So, as it stands, Ravers is currently a net P4, but is on much fresher tyres than Remco is. So towards the end of this race, I'd keep an eye on Remco and the gap behind.
Panda's going to try and get Crest on the start finish straight. I don't think Crest is going to fight it too much. He's in no ARS. Let Panda go. Smart thing to deal on different strategies. So now Panda's got both Red Bulls between himself and Paul and Remco.
Aaron wondering if we're going to see any team orders at Ferrari, because Ravers is fast approaching Joe Burns, who's on the alternate strategy. Could he?
And Ravers now has both McLarens.
Yeah, could he come into play and hold up the McLarens for Ravers for a couple of laps?
He needs to, because Dutch has caught up massively within one lap.
I can't imagine Dutch being very happy under that track helmet.
I think I can see a bit of steam coming out of it. But we saw in the practice earlier that
Yeah,
Dutch was insanely quick on those tyres.
yeah. Dutch is going quite nicely. He's set the fastest lap on these tyres.
Panda's caught up with Bran already. I want to guess he's going to try and get on the start finish straight with the RS. Does Bran fight it? He's got it in the high RS. Not back down. No, he's not going to fight it. Panda's back in the race lead. He now has three cars behind him.
From's gone past Chicken Dude.
Remco's
Oh, Remco with a late move on Dutch.
Tico is just...
Tico even, yep.
Did very well to evade that Dutch.
He did, yeah.
Also, Dutch is currently in no ERS.
Maybe Tico said, let me have a go and just follow me through.
I did notice something from the 3-second time penalty.
Quite easy to get a penalty here, especially on turn 3. Turn 4 even.
Panda gets one.
Robert the second sector. He's a very novel player to find to get a penalty, but he's obviously pushing hard now. He's got those two cars in between himself and Paul.
Frome took his time to get past Chicken Dude as well, so...
Yeah, I think Frome's still in that stage where he doesn't want to push too hard to get past someone because he's still not used to racing everyone yet.
That's a very good point.
Whereas Will, being the admin of Div1, he knows everyone and knows how he's going to race with them.
Well, Frome is going to pass Cress.
Maybe Frome just biding his time.
Remco's just gone by Chicken Guy.
Rivers is defensive on Pico. And stops the switchback as well. Great defender from Rivers at the moment. Over
Tico's up the inside.
Ooh.
Oh! That made Rivers slow on the entry and don't try to take a avoiding action onto the grass. Things are not going right for Dutch today. Pulled out 2 seconds on Brandon Man on all tyres. Aaron is right, Panda is flying at the moment. Touch wood. Like everything that's wood in my house I want to touch. Deserves a good result.
Yep, Frome's going to go by Brown here. So
another fastest lap.
the Bananas are back in P1 and 2.
Rovers doesn't
Yeah,
go that
that-
defensive.
Yeah, Dutch up the inside.
Dude is in pit lane. Got up the soft tire. Mercedes just swap position. JB's just overtaken lane into turn 1.
I think Ravers may be playing a sensible game here. I think that both the McLarens have got time penalties to be applied at the end of the race, and I think Ravers is still clean.
Tell you now. Dutch has 1 penalty and 3 warnings. Tico has 1 penalty and 2 warnings.
So they're both a warning away from another penalty, so they could very well have 6 seconds by the end of this.
And Rovers has none.
Also, I think Ravers is more like a chess player than an F1 driver. He thinks about his races a lot when he's in the race, so he'll maybe let someone go, but he'll just sit in there literally for the rest of the race.
Well,
And
he
not
did
pick up any penalties.
18 or 19 continuous laps without an invalidation or anything earlier in practice.
Yeah.
His money knows the track
Question
limits.
Entering pit lane.
Super Jules will take that position.
Remco looking at Bran.
That's not making it easy considering the difference in strategies.
No, he was struggling through turn 2. Remco wasn't going to go for that and then found himself up the inside.
I mean, Joe Burns is into 5th, but he still has a pit stop.
Yeah, if he can hold those 2 McLarens up a bit.
I say those 2 McLarens are coming at a heck of a lick, but if he can interrupt their progress, help his teammate out a treat.
Yellow flag in second too.
Academy is spun on the boy curve.
Academy is not had the best of luck lately.
No. Joe's getting out of it, he's pitting.
As is Bran.
Both Salvers not having a good race today. Very unlucky.
Kalani's going to get some pit stop as well. Or is it one pits? Yeah, Kalani's pitting as well.
Dutch
So then
coming at
everybody's
Tico.
Oh, these 2 battling will cost him a lot of time.
I believe this is the first time both the cameras have actually fought each other. Normally they work together. But
I imagine Tico's after a good result after his bad luck, and I imagine Dutch is also annoyed and wants to push on.
Well, we've got a gaggle of cars coming into the middle sector.
Ravers is in the wall
Oh no.
Oh no.
and he's hit the Goy curb. Now he's having to let everybody through because of that very close battle.
He comes out, shoots
Ah.
ahead of his team.
Ravers is not going to be happy with that. Even less so that it was at the Goy Kart curb. I think the gap we're going to have to watch now is Remco to Dutch. I mean, Dutch just said fastest lap and Remco is on 4 lap all the tyres.
Yeah, you've also got you've got a few soft runners in this mid-pack now, in amongst some medium guys, so need to keep an eye on those. Interestingly, Plexit has taken his soft tyre 20 laps. But he is of course making a second pit stop now after he got wing damage at turn 1.
I get the feeling that the Super Jules Bros is going to be the head of a train once again. Pressure's overtaking Lennon, but you've got JB catching Super Jules, who's bringing Bran with him very quickly on those fresh soft tyres. He's having a great race, I must say. And Bran's in 8th on brand new soft tyres. the guys in front, they're on old mediums by now, which is 1-1. I say you've got Press and those three, who's bringing Lennon, you've got Chicken Dude right on his rear bumper, who are getting on fresh tyres. So...
Ooh, Bran.
The chat's in despair following Rovers spin.
That was 4 tenths in one lap. It's pushing. And we can't say he's not pushing.
Well, JB's gone very defensive into turn 1. Bran going for a switchback. Couldn't get the traction.
Was it? If he pulled the switch back off, I dare say Aaron's mic would have been muted for like...
That was a touch.
Yeah, JB's defending very aggressively, as we said.
On my screen, press for a disconnect symbol and a red bar connection.
JB's got that red bar for me.
People have dropped half a second to his teammate this lap. Pulled a little back in the sector, but...
Lennon using all of the track and then some.
He's obviously doing what he's done. In the racing line.
Thanks for that again.
I haven't remembered a Brazil race where you made your own lineup.
I thought it was a good track, it just never materialised into being put into tarmac.
But Deagle's got back on the back of Dutch.
Oh, JB's locked up, Bram's going to get a good run here, and he's just spun in. That is retirement for Bram. I'm not sure if that was lag or a spin or oversteer, but...
Yeah, I got onto that just too late. I caught the very end of it and Bram's already in the wall.
I've just checked the chat and it would appear that Aaron's not impressed with JB's defending and then that's happened. Yikes. Something for the stewards to decide on later. Oh, Aaron was on board with that, so the stewards will definitely be getting something better.
Yeah, I was also on board with Bram.
But we're questioning the
very
next
good
one
race
fresh
as well.
tyres.
Well done.
Remco's dropped about a second in the last 3 laps to the 2 bananas, but Dutch has now stopped catching him.
Tika might look funny there.
I say, he's been defensive and he's missed turn 1,
Dutch
and he's
very
went back
well.
up the inside.
Ah.
I don't know what's going on with Dutch today, but it doesn't seem to be himself. Ravens is in the pits, so I'm gonna guess he got wing damage, but those mediums were in 10 laps.
Yeah, he picked up a time penalty on that lap as well.
Yeah, changing his front wing. Unfortunate for Ravers, he's doing so well. In the meantime, JB is close back up to Super Jules, and Cress is on the back of JB, and Lennon is on the back of Cress, and Chicken Dude is on the back of Lennon. We have a 5-car train, and Joe Burns is doing his best to catch up to that train and vie for his last point place.
Yeah, Bram's just came up in the chat. Unlucky there. Well, Ox is 12th, so we could see him making a late push for the points.
You see that, but 23 lap old medium.
Ah, right, that's not on my screen.
Probably second penalty.
Never mind.
That could be massive coming into the race.
I think JB is you can't drive next to him when there's this kind of connection with him.
So
Because-
I've been seeing some pretty funky stuff from his car.
Yeah,
you
Watching
lost
this stream,
Lennon.
we've lost Lennon.
Lennon. Oh, no.
You didn't say anything, did you, Pagani?
No, I didn't mention him today, so you can't blame me this time.
Oh, he's on the he's literally on the track as well. Wow. Wow.
So we've got Aaron who's checked the warning situation, and Remco doesn't even have one warning yet.
Wow.
Roman's got 2 penalties, so at the moment, Remco's on for
P2.
second place.
Families went off there.
Right, we're going to see him move into turn 1 because JB is side by side with Super Jills.
Super Jules is in no ERS and has his low fuel
Oh,
warning light on.
Cress has just lost some wing on the back of him.
Jules was just booked a penalty as well.
Yeah, I think Cress just lost he's lost one of his end plates.
I mean, the other drivers won't know about JB's connection until they actually get side by side. It's literally undrivable for the other drivers.
I must admit, I'm a little surprised that Kawani's were firing 12 players.
Yeah, he was
The
caught up in
reason-
the
Was he?
incident between Butch and Remco, yeah, when Butch was
That
gone.
explains it then.
Yeah.
So say he's been doing well there, it's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, just collateral damage for the rest of the field. And you look
Right.
outside the top 10.
Dutch is in attack mode, he's going for Tico.
They're both in no ERS. I would think that they're both in a party together. I would think they'd be working together to try and catch Remco. Being teammates and all, but obviously they're quite happily battling each other. But the gap between the
Yes.
two bananas is still fairly constant. Oh. Off to the pits.
He's taking those mediums a very long way. Wow.
The Burns is 1.6 away from this 5-car turn now. Well, 4-car turn now. They were off by 4-car turn now. We definitely
Super Jules and JB going to lose that massively on penalties. Both have 3 and nearly 4 on time.
Aaron is also saying bad things and jinxing a certain driver, so I'm not going to mention what he said after that.
Yeah. I have touched a lot of wood in my house, and I'm not going to say that someone's ever done.
Steady.
I was going to say, as long as it's actual wood that you get off a tree, we're fine.
Yeah, yeah. It's pine, actually.
Or wood. Right, back to the race at hand.
Yeah.
Remco is now nearly 6 seconds away from Chrome.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I think his tyres are starting to go now.
Not be very happy.
Yeah. But 8 temps has been gained from Butch as well, I think. So.
Alan is suggesting watch out for press and draw and their finishing positions. So I want to guess they don't have time penalty.
Well, JB's gone very wide. And he's aggressively holding on to that position, wheel banging with Jules. As we said, his rejoining of the track today has been awful.
Tico has now fallen a full 1.2 seconds behind Dutch, obviously they finished playing, and Dutch now wants third place. JB's gone deep in turn 2.
Joe's arriving on the back of this train now, he's within DRS range.
Just a quick one. With the podium predictions, do you actually have to predict where they come, or can you just say on the
No, it's got to be their actual position.
Oh,
I would say I'm in trouble because I've got Panda and Remco, but not in the positions that they're in.
yeah, I said Panda second.
I think I had Remco for second.
I had Remco for second and Panda in third. Obviously they're proving well at the moment.
However, in the Fantasy League, Renault is my constructor.
Then.
Lexus
Massive
in the back
points.
of Andy.
Although, Remco will pick up 2 bonus points for pole tonight.
I think I had Remco for pole.
You did indeed.
Thinking about it.
Because I had Oxox. I wasn't planning for Red.
Oh, Jules has had a wobble out of turn 1. He's been done by both Red Bulls.
And Joe Burns is now thoroughly in this mix.
Yep, we've now got a 5-car train going on for 6th place.
Lexus is trying to go around the outside of Kawandi at turn 2.
I couldn't have been more wrong in my predictions.
Gets the move done. Aaron has also said something else that I'm not going to mention, because if I mention it, it'll happen.
Oh no. I've just read that.
Yeah, we'll not say anything about that.
With JB's car not being where it is on the track for anybody else, anything can happen. Oh! Joe Burns might have just ruined his race with that penalty. I mean, he's online for a
I believe
point.
Jules Mills has about 3, according to Aaron.
We have a flag
Another
and
flag.
something.
Cattleman's getting out the way for a frame.
So Catley's on 9-lap old Ultrasoft and is sliding everywhere. And is spinning everywhere.
And he needs to be
If he
careful. Yeah.
spins and takes out one of the leaders, this is not going to go well.
Well, it's not going to go well for Cat either.
Aaron reckons that penalty has cost Joe. I reckon he would have jumped JB, Chicken and Super Jill, so I'm not sure about now. Catamese is still sliding everywhere.
Tico picks up another penalty. I was just going to say he's on a charge. He just took half a second out of Dutch in the first sector. So either Dutch has had a moment or Tico's found something.
Cat is now backwards in the middle of the track while this big train's coming through.
He gets off the track.
So Form is now beginning to catch on Panda, but it does also have an extra penalty than Panda. And Catamese now has a rear left puncture.
That would explain the amount of spins he's having.
But he's had punctures in the last 3 races, so something's not going right. Is he not taking it seriously, or you don't get punctures for no reason?
Or he's just smashed into the pit wall there. Wow.
Like, he's done this in front of the leaders, and I'm for one am not happy to see it personally. Don't like it. Lexus
No, you
pick
pick
up.
those car can put people off. Why someone really stupid.
Gilles has fallen off the back of the 2 Red Bulls, second and a half behind, with Joe on his backside.
There is 6.8 seconds behind Fern now.
mean, Dutch has got the gap down to 2.3 onto Remco. And Academies has just come out of the pits right in front of Remco.
Just doesn't need to be battling there.
So now
Which is
Academies
pushing
on
there.
AI.
Even worse,
Aaron's
the car doesn't
important.
go so now.
So Dutch are going to have to get past the AI car that's slow but not ghosting.
Yeah. I imagine shouts of blue flag will be.
Oh, Tico's hit it.
Yeah. Wow. Lost his front wing.
Well, he's got a pretty big gap back to JB, but even still.
I don't like saying that at all. Sorry, but that's just me. I'm not.
He's back driving again now, I believe.
I can see why Cat's gone into AI to hope that it's ghosted him, but
Right, well, our race leader is on his final lap. So he's only got about, what, 50 seconds, 45 seconds to taking his first win of the season.
I'm not going to mention anything about Panda until he's finished.
Yeah.
Once
agreed.
he's finished, I'll talk about him. Dutch has picked up another
Dutch looks
penalty,
like-
so I think even if he catches Remco now, he's not going to pull away 6 seconds. And I know Dutch is quick, but
Yeah, I don't want to speak too soon, but luckily it hasn't cost Tico any positions.
Right, just one corner left for Panda.
There it is.
He's verging in, the net's held up.
I've lasted for one race and he's managed to win.
Flying Throne brings home a Renault
Banana
1-2. Yep.
Oxox is retired on the last lap.
Remco's third, Dutch is fourth.
Tico's going to bring the car home with
Yeah,
no
he's
front wing.
got to nurse it home for P5. Which, considering where he started, that's not a bad place to end up.
No, not at all.
West End Chicken Guy, Andrew of all
Jules run out of fuel there.
JB.
Jill takes the final point.
Oh, Coandy was 1/10, a tenth and a half behind Jill's after his penalties.
And then we'll just wait for Ravers with a case of what could have been for him, really.
That is Jules' first point of the season.
I just want to acknowledge what Macaw's just said in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to bring any attention to that.
Renault 1-2, something we'll never see in Div 2. Macaw's, I'm coming for the race win tomorrow, buddy, so there you go.
I mean, Matt couldn't get past me for about 22 laps, so that was fun.
Aaron's brought up another stat. That's the first time that Dutch has not finished on the podium this season.
Is that Dutch or an actual?
No,
Oh, yeah,
Dutch. So we've got the two Div1 admins on the podium.
I've just seen Panda in a group chat saying fucking hell I'm knackered. It is after the watershed, I can't swear. And would you like to invite said podium goers into the podium?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
that update must have done something special to get both bananas on the top two steps.
All of a sudden I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to tomorrow. I've seen things in the practice lobby earlier that I'm looking forward to racing tomorrow. Oh, so we have our race leader now joining us in Panda. We're waiting on the other two, From and Remco. I've only just watched the race and nearly forgot who we were, so I'm a great commentator.
It's worth saying as well that Panda calls himself Raikkonen for not gaining any positions in the first lap.
Oh, we have our podium boys
Well done, Will.
in the interview stage.
Congrats.
You too, mate.
I'm just happy to get that podium at least, or to get that pole at least.
Yeah. I nearly had you.
Yeah, you were just too fast. Together with Flying Throne. Damn.
Right, I know Sai's going to start the interview process with Will. I just want to say, Virgin Media has not let you down for once, and you've managed to win the race. I mean, Banana won too.
Well, thanks, Pagani. I've got nothing to say to him now, so I was going to go straight in. I was going to go straight in for his internet, and you've nicked it for me. So yeah, you might as well interview him then. Go on, away you go.
Oh, okay. Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm good at this interview stuff, on right? Will, aka Panda, has graced us with the driving that has seen him become a two-time champion in FTRL before, and he's come through with a victory today, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, how was that race for you, besides knackering as we've seen in the group chat?
Just, well, exactly that. I mean, flying from, I couldn't even make one little mistake because he wouldn't ever let me get away. So I had to really keep. I mean, I think the pit stops and that big sort of, it was like a train, wasn't it, with the two Red Bulls and things like that. I think that's what really got me the win.
I mean, after your pit stop, I mean, I personally saw you plug in the two fastest laps of the race at that point. Do you reckon that's what got you that? I think you had a second and a half gap over From, and then you had a car in between you? Was that?
Yeah, I think that's probably what did it, because before I went into the pit stops, it was sort of me, From and Dutch were sort of stuck together. I don't know what happened to Dutch. He went in a bit earlier and then somehow ended up a long way behind.
Traffic
There was a slight incident,
and
a slight half spin, and then he was battling his teammate the rest of the race.
But yeah, I think it was that little moment out of the pits. I managed to get a few laps
No,
together
it was
and
because of me.
stuck behind someone.
I think we got desync there. I don't know. So we made a little spun, and then he just continued. So.
Did you do me a big favour, Remco?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Div1 admins working together. Secrets all along.
No.
I think we would have won more races if that was the case.
I'm just going to say it's been a hell of a long time since we've seen you actually in a podium interview, mainly because of your internet.
Yeah.
And it's a pleasure to finally see you back where you belong. I mean, obviously.
I'm back.
I'll say you're back.
I said in the group chat before I came, I said I was back.
Do you reckon that the little tweak Codemasters have made to the game today and the update has made any difference to you personally today?
Oh yeah, definitely. The thing I can't do is tie temp, so they've got rid of that, which is quite nice. I mean, I haven't won a race since, what was it, F1 2017 at Monaco? So like, it's been a while, but yeah, it feels good.
Like I say, it's a pleasure to see you back up here. And I'll pass over to someone else. I don't know who's doing the next interview because I put it in because I was so excited to see Will on the top step. So.
Alright, well, I'll go for Flying Throne then. Not a bad first two races for you, mate. Battling the division leader last week and bringing the car home for P2 this week. What an introduction.
Yeah, it started quite well, really, hasn't it? Yeah, it was a good race. Congratulations to Panda and Remco. And,
Thanks, mate.
Nice to get. I think that was the first 1-2 I've ever had in league racing, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, it's sort of had good pace in first stint, but everyone who's complaining about tyre temps on this game, I've got the opposite problem. Whenever I put mediums on, I kind of feel like I'm driving on ice, and I feel like I can't really get warmed up. So my pace in second stint were kind of so, but yeah, I don't think I had pace to beat Panda anyway, even regarding, I think I pitted a couple of laps too late, but yeah, I think he had pace on me anyway, really, so I was pushing just to stay up, so yeah, pretty decent race, but hopefully go one better next time.
Well, like we said, it's your second week in the league. How are you settling? How do you think you're settling in so far? How are you finding it?
It's a breath of fresh air for me, because I think Aaron knows that I've been in another league for a while, and I just found myself. I don't think I finished a race in about 6 or 7, and I didn't really feel like I was being too aggressive. I was just, getting a bit unlucky and getting taken out a lot. But yeah, so far in both races in this league, it feels like you can really go side by side with people and trust that they're going to leave you space. So yeah, enjoying it.
So you say you're hoping to go one better next week. Next week is Belgium. So how do you feel about Belgium? How do you normally fare around there?
Well, it's my favourite track, really. That and Suzuka. So yeah, if I don't go well at Belgium, I'll be having a sulk with myself. But yeah, hopefully I'll do quite well there. I usually challenge for podiums. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Right, well, massive congratulations on your race tonight. Cracking drive, and yeah, we'll look forward to seeing what you do next week.
Thank you.
Congrats on the podium, Remco. Should I say Max?
Thank you. No, please say Remco.
What a lap that was in qualifying.
Oh yeah. In the end, it was really fast. At the time, it felt okay, but then I started that I was 6/10 up from Panda, and then Will just managed to find the pace too, and only close the gap to 70,000 of a second. So that was really close. But yeah, that lap was good.
You got an amazing start on the Ultrasoft. Did you know that you was going to start on the Ultrasoft straight away, or what was going through your mind?
Yeah, I don't know. I may have miscalled that. I wanted to start on Ultras just so I can get a good start and clear the difference between me and Panda. But yeah, then I pitted in lap 7, and then I underestimated the medium runners because there were so many, and then I got stuck in traffic so early, and well, Wilk and Flying Frome and Dutch could just continue, and then they managed to get in front with like 3 seconds in traffic. So yeah, then it just then I was lost in traffic and couldn't fight the pace because I was on 7 laps older mediums. So yeah, that was tough.
Following your pit stop, Dutch then pit and then going into after turn 3. There was a little contact. Did you feel anything on that, or was that decent?
It was tough. I don't know. I felt we were side by side through that corner, and personally I thought it was desync, but it might have been a little bit of contact. But he also didn't leave me much space down the inside, so it might be a racing incident. I'm not sure yet. Can't really tell.
Same question as Simon. Belgium next week. How do you fare around there?
Yeah, very well actually, because in performance I managed to get the win there, my first win in FTRL, which was quite unexpected because I didn't really do much practice around Belgium, but I feel quite good around Belgium. Of course, my home Grand Prix since I'm Max, so yeah, looking forward to it. Sure.
Just the last one. You've been designated to take over the Division 1 duties this season. Are you looking forward to, well, for the rest of the season, sorry, are you looking forward to dealing with the stewards' reports and everything tonight?
Yeah, it's nice to be able to deal with my own division now. Well, of course, performance was also my own division, but this feels like a nice upgrade for myself, and yeah, I'm looking forward to working with Will. Yeah.
On the rest, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hashtag Team Banana.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it Pagani time tomorrow. You gotta follow it.
Alright.
Yeah, well, that concludes Division 1 for another week. So, as we said, we're in Belgium next week, but before that, we have got Division 2 tomorrow night around Hungary. CJ's running away with the division. He won his 5th race in a row last week, so he'll be looking to make it number 6. Then on Wednesday night, we've got Performance, and Thursday night, GT Sport League. So, we hope you can join us for all of those if you've got the time. If not, we'll see you next week.